Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to break down how you can increase your data analytical adoption, business intelligence adoption, and by the end of this video you're going to understand the current problems and challenges that result in very low adoption rate all across your organization, and of course resulting in very low ROI in your data analytical initiatives. And of course you can also understand what you need to change in your approach so your data analytical initiatives, products, solutions, aka business intelligence initiatives that get adopted at 100% rate and achieve the highest ROI. Now, why should you even listen to me at the start? Well, no, the first tip is we've been doing this for quite a while, and we generated way over plus 10, 15, 20 million in revenue for clients just by bridging the gap between business and data, meaning turning their raw data into actionable insights so they're able to make better data-driven decisions and better actions. And here's also some proof. Here's one of our analytical solutions, like end-to-end ecosystems that we implemented BI, generating way over plus 11 million in sales. Currently, these organizations, we increased their data maturity by implementing a scalable data architecture, and they were able to scale, and now they're able to be set up perfectly for more advanced solutions as predictive and of course AI and machine learning, and basically even more. We've done this for multiple times and worked with multiple clients from various sectors. Now, biggest problem with majority of the people who are building analytical solutions, dashboards, BI, they're thinking this backwards, meaning they are thinking about the solution and then the problem, meaning they're like, okay, let's build a dashboard, and then they try to figure out how can the dashboard solve a particular problem, but that's completely wrong. That's not a good idea, right? Dashboard is like basically literally the top of the iceberg. Literally, if you imagine the top of the iceberg, this is like the bottom of the iceberg. The dashboard is this is the pinnacle. Same for AI, same for machine learning, right? All the work, like 90% of the work is done below, right? And if you're gonna think like that, all of your solutions are gonna be not based on the principles that achieve the highest ROI for company, because they are not aligning companies' goals, needs, and priorities. But in reality, what should you be doing is creating a data strategy that basically starts off diagnosing a particular problem, like asking stakeholders, if you're a stakeholder watching this, executive, uh, what are the business questions they want to have it answered, what are the current priorities, goals, and needs, basically building a data strategy all across your organization and for that specific department, uncovering the true needs, goals, and priorities for the every executive, department, and overall of the company, and then trying to understand how you can bridge the gap using data analytics, aka, and trying to develop a solution. That way you're making things that are actually going to get adopted, and because they're going to provide insights and decisions, pardon, insights, decisions, and action, because that's the only way how data is valuable, how many decisions it provides you and how many actions it provides you. So the first step, basically stop thinking backwards, not solution and then problems. Start with a problem and then solution. It should be very straightforward. You should when you're implementing data analytical business intelligence initiatives, you should think as a CEO but work as a product manager. Basically, as a CEO, you wouldn't sell something that doesn't have demand, and as a product manager, which I'm going to go now into the second. Now, the other thing is majority of the people are thinking this as an ad hoc request, meaning one time thing, plug and play, and that's done. If that was the case, then plug off-the-shelf solution would work. But in reality, they don't. Why? Because they're not custom to your goals, needs, and priorities, right? And to be able to make data analytical work, business intelligence, it has to adapt to your goals, needs, and priorities at any stage of your business or your life cycle, right? It has to have a data analytical data architecture that's scalable. And if you're thinking that short term, meaning there's like a plug and play thing and then it's done, it's simply not going to work. It might work for a couple of weeks, days, but after that things are going to change. There's going to be new metrics, there's going to be more data that can be used to provide more insights and so on and so forth, and the old irrelevant stuff that you built previously a few months ago is going to get basically not used anymore because irrelevant, right? And why, rather than thinking this in terms of projects like, okay, we're going to do this and then create something, you need to think in terms of sprints, right? Like an iterative approach, meaning let's say you have built here analytical solution or initiative based on this data strategy. If you don't know how to conduct data strategy in other parts, I would link below a couple of videos so you understand of how to build a scalable architecture and how to build data strategy to remove surface level metrics, actually gain actionable insights that actually force you to act, and build useful analytical solutions like dashboards, advanced solutions, churn predictors, machine learning, and so on and so forth, basically providing value and utilizing data more effectively to produce business outcomes. And for this sake, let's say you built something, you deployed, meaning when I say when deployed, meaning deployment to the end user. Let's say we built an analytical marketing dashboard, or let's say analytical customer support dashboard for reducing churn, let's say, for an example, or something, any type of analytical, or let's say forecasting, it doesn't matter what it is. And we are building stuff, let's say a marketing analytical dashboard. The majority of people are just gonna deploy it and then forget it, but in reality you should have tight feedback with the end user, constantly having feedback loops, meetings, then iterating based on the feedback and improving it down the line and on the go constantly as well. If you're in the data analytics, we constantly recommend more metrics that might be useful, more features that might be useful, that align to your goals, needs, and priorities, right? And this is a very specific and scientific framework, like a strategic way to go about it. It's not that easy. It has to be very specific, that we have specific framework that we use that, so we are making sure that we get to deployment as fast as possible, right? Because this is called an alpha version here. Alpha version is basically in software development word used to the first initial usable version of the product, right? And that's the goal with us as well. We create a first alpha version, then we improve on the go, because that's the goal. Because with data, also the user will only understand what's the limit with data, okay, what's possible if they're using data in their day-to-day, right? And we iterate it, and then of course, once the goal is to reach product maturity here. What is product maturity? Product maturity is once we have deployment, we have iterations and feedbacks, as here, and we reach a product maturity, which is basically a mature stage where we reach 100% adoption rate, meaning the end user receives value and communicates it with us, meaning quantifiable manner. Let's say with a marketing analytical dashboard, they're able to reduce cost of acquisition by X, Y percentage. They're able to save way over hundreds of hours of their time per week or month because they stop using Google Sheets, spreadsheets, and so on and so forth. They're able to see full funnel visibility all across their sales, marketing, product. Let's say for other solution could be I don't know, reduction in churn or increase in retention, and so on and so forth. Basically quantifiable results. That's the first thing. The second thing is we reach 100% adoption. You can utilize this by basically just asking them or seeing some engagement metrics of your analytical solution dashboards, of how how are they being used, okay, logins, time spent on the dashboard, etc., and so on and so forth. And the third thing which I like the most is that they would hate it, absolutely hate it, if it got removed or couldn't be accessed anymore. And why do I know this? Because one time we had an analytical dashboard system built that we something was wrong, I think, by the system, and it quickly went down for I think 15 minutes before it got up. And I remember that we got blown by messages by the marketing team and other teams of the departments of what's happening. We have been using this like daily. I've been using this all the time. Oh, I need this now, right, basically. And that was just a sign for us. It was like, yeah, we reached very, very high adoption rate, meaning 100%, aka their product maturity, because they absolutely couldn't conduct their jobs, they couldn't make decisions, and they were just scared because they couldn't access the solution anymore, aka data. They couldn't access data anymore, right? And that's just another proof. And after you reach product maturity stage, all the values already getting, and majority times the big momentum changes, pardon, not momentum changes, but big iterations don't happen here anymore. Of course there are small tweaks and so on and so forth, but there aren't like any big iterations on it, right? Because the value is already given, of course, unless there's something changes in the company, then of course, but value is already there, it's 100% adopted, it's quantifiable results, and so on and so forth, right? And that's the scientific way, and basically how this graph perfectly represents basically adoption, and you have time below as well. And the goal with this is basically to get us fast to alpha version, to deployment, and then iterate and keep tight feedback loops here and improve as fast as possible. And of course, the goal is to reach this as fast as possible as well. Now, this is a quick video of data analytical adoption, business intelligence. If you're interested how you can build a scalable infrastructure architecture for your company, increase your data maturity, and get you set up perfectly for AI, basically, or implement a bit business intelligence end-to-end data analytical ecosystem for your organization, so you're able to literally turn your raw data into actionable insights to increase your revenue, retention, and so on and so forth, you can book a call with our exploration team, and we'll be glad to help you.